worldwide model in a sense, not just sort of like patents. Patents used to be an American thing. You get your patent. Now patent, you're getting a patent. It's a worldwide patent.
Well, there are a number of things companies can do to protect themselves and the data that they collect, and there are a number of things that each of us can do in our daily lives to protect some of it. That's not going to protect everything, but you certainly can.
And protection costs money.
Protection can cost money. Having things like current virus scans on your computer and the rest of it, some of those do cost money and some of them don't. But yes, it can be very costly, and certainly the cost of a breach can be enormous, as many companies are seeing these days.
Right. So, again, if you meet companies, do you think that there are specific things that companies aren't doing that they should be doing right now? Do you have your own sort of rules of thumb?
Well,
checklist?
So certainly we have many checklists. It depends upon the size of the company, right? Some companies have very sophisticated privacy departments. They'll have a privacy officer on the legal side. They'll have folks working on those issues in human resources. They'll obviously have technical resources that deal with it. On the smaller end of the spectrum, you may have very small companies that don't even realize that they have an obligation to lock up paper files. So we look at data privacy and data protection sort of as a life cycle, and we suggest that companies start with prevention. Obviously, that can be anything from physical barriers to folks getting to your information. Make sure that the file cabinets that have confidential information are locked. That can be virtual protection. Make sure that the computers that folks are using are properly password protected and encrypted, and that there are a number of technical barriers to any hacking. And depending upon the size of the company and the size of their technical resources, those may vary dramatically. We also suggest auditing information security practices, having policies that protect against improper use of technology devices and materials, detection to make yourselves aware when something has gone awry, if there is information that is potentially accessible. Of course, then you'd want to remedy the issues that allowed an intrusion to occur. You may have to respond to a breach. Many of us are familiar with that from the news. You may get notices if you were one of the folks affected by the Anthem breach. You may get a notice from them notifying you of that. So we look at that piece of it as well. And then, of course, in the event that there is litigation, as in the Sony case that comes out of it, we also help with the litigation piece of it. So that's sort of the way we look at the life cycle of a data privacy problem.
Do you